Great Greens. Join us. Got a tail here. All right. So this might be my last one for this year. Yeah, I'm not gonna make one tomorrow or whatever. I can't remember what day is what anymore. Yeah, my next one is on New Year's. Cool. Hopefully next year is better. It's all right, I guess. It's not great. Some good things, most things are pretty yet. So realizations, that's for sure. Found out more about my demonic family. That's always nice to know. I don't know if there's any reason to come back to this world after we're all done. There's not much here to begin with. A lot of cults are enjoying themselves, soul sucking, and they'll just keep going. Here's what's her face. So if we leave this world, don't come back for a while. And when you do come back, the cults be doing their same old thing. They know everything and whatever. It's the same. So humanity hasn't really learned anything, and some will, most won't. So whatever. Of course, I think they're learning something, but whatever works for you. Who cares? Whatever works for you. So tap into some of the timeline energies. Obviously, there'll be a more general connection because they can't go into details. Obviously, weather issues, that's probably going to increase, unfortunately, in some places. We had a good amount of during like it hit Nevada area, which is really unusual, the way it hit at least. And I can't remember all the other places and everything. It's just a blur at this point. So tap into whatever we need to tap into next. Of course, the political energies are, whatever, same old. Maybe we just black out and wake up after the election. Because there's not much to see between now and then, really. Just get it over with, all right? It's going to be the same old drama. The humanity needs to go through its growth and just toxic nonsense. Lovely. And it's funny how people are saying they're glad that Biden's there. So, are you sure about that? Are you being affected by what he's doing? You might not see the same thing if you're being affected by it in a negative way. But of course, they probably say it anyway. Whatever, some of these spiritual people are nuts. They're kooks as usual. So, if you want to find other crazy people, a lot of them are in the spiritual community. I think some of you know that already. There's crazy people out there, but spiritual, it takes it to a whole nother level. Delusion is normal. That is normalcy. Some more power to you on that one. The new Earth, your med beds, and all that programming, and have fun with those things. Instead, you got Joe Biden. You don't get med bed, you don't get the solar flare. We got Joe Biden though, looking whatever that is now, some kind of creature. And then we'll go into astral realm, the magic dimensions, whatever that needs to say about the astral. Whatever that's needed. She is very distracting. I don't know what's going on here. She helped me. She's been helping me a lot recently. So Fritzy's somewhere. Sleeping. So, all right. Let's see. All right, jump into. Come on, move it. I'm doing this right. I can't remember. Our 700 coming for our sessions. We have scheduler. We have shop here. Okay. Yeah, to those who've had a difficult year, hopefully you get an easier year, or hopefully all your difficulties make some kind of sense of, was it worth it? I hope so. Well, what you saying? Always, they're just, I don't know. The beings here that are doing it just have nothing better to do, obviously. Well, it gives them a sense of purpose, and then they get erased. Some family members can also get erased too. Those will cause difficulties. You never know. Without it, when you leave the body, they just get sucked back into the system. So you can lose their identity and just become just another creature being or whatever it is. So lovely, nice place to be, huh? So yeah, obviously the lower dimensions are trying to keep this place going because, like I say, they're just pieces of other beings. It'd be quite to really show for like a demonic being, they have like pieces of souls of that they've grabbed onto and pulled onto themselves. Those that have given up on themselves. So they have a piece. It might be half dog, might half cat, half whatever. Have some obviously different personalities and things like that to make them for what they are. Sounds pretty messed up, right? What do you think these guys are doing? They're trying to knock when they take us down, like kill you. They get a piece of you or all of you, whatever it is. I think they get a piece. It depends. So as long as you're surviving, you're fine. You might not feel that way, but as long as you're alive, yeah. If they get you to destroy yourself or something like that, that's when they get a piece of you. It's messed up. It's kind of like the Terminator or something like that. It's like some demonic Terminator energies that they create, but they're one day that'll be shown to us, I guess, if we need to see it. Just look at Nancy Pelosi and just if you don't believe in monsters, just take a look at that thing. So, okay, all right, we're going to 2024. Mustang's here. Greetings, we have a timeline of 2024. Obviously, soul growth. Well, those that don't want to go through these challenges anymore, well, you can overcome them. Of course, there's also a passageway. It's kind of like going. If you're trying to get to a timeline, it's difficult. Of course, you don't see it on a physical. Well, technically, you do to a certain level. It's like going through a forest. It's like you're getting to like your golden timeline, your timeline of not necessarily abundant. I mean, it's abundance, but more like your reason for being here when it really truly activates. And some of you have seen remnants of it, pieces of it, but not everyone's seen the full strength of it. It's different for everybody, of course, but they're not going to always make it easy. It's kind of like going through the book. It's like really going through, kind of like going through the lower dimensions to get what you're here for. When you get through it, then you get to. They're just not going to make it easy. That's just the way it is. It's the way this world's designed. It's like you're connected to almost like an old timeline, but you're kind of renewing it. You're connected to an old timeline. Think of it that way. It's different for everybody. You're connected to a timeline that's been frozen here, blocked here, and you resurrect it, you bring it back to life. You add it to yourself. That actually helps you with yourself and others, and you just see it. So there's fragments of it. There's very long levels of it. There's multi-dimension parts of it. It just goes on. Yeah, obviously it's not for everybody, but to understand. But yeah, most likely most will have no idea what we're talking about. But people are just they're worried about your finances, and you're going to meet somebody new, and your political energies. The political energies are really very third dimensional and not really all that important. Yes, of course, obviously how it affects you is important. But really, it's just another movie that you have no control over, as you have noticed. And you can vote however you want. It really doesn't matter. They've already chosen who it is. But there's nothing wrong with voting if you want to. But that's a timeline that has to play itself out. Well, it's it can take your timeline to know does it matter or not? Yes and no, not always. The world will go in the direction it needs to go in. And it does retract a lot, as you can see. It does go backwards a lot. It has to, because humans aren't learning. They're not moving forward themselves. Why would the world move forward if you're not moving forward? So the school goes with you. Now, some of you are evolving, and you get out of a lot of these trappings, challenges. Maybe not fully, but your challenges are different than others. Put it that way. As you can see, there's a purge going on. Of course, that's distracting also as we connect. But Your 2024, yeah, basically just focus more on yourself, some political energies. It is a distraction. It's for those also who've given away their power to being programmed by politics. Some are going through adolescence, just worrying about everything that you have no control over. There's a lot of that, and so on. Some of you have created those challenges just to see who can get through it or not. You'd be surprised how many of you actually created a lot of these problems here just to, it's growth. And sometimes you have trouble getting it through yourself. So just to put that out there, you'd be surprised how many of you create your own difficulties on your note. Well, you're here to you test yourself on different levels. One moment, this is too distracting. All right, blessings. One moment. Yes, as that happens, we can't connect. It kind of disconnects us. One moment. So when you're past it, you're here to, well, you're as we're still connecting. So right now, yes, you can say some of it might be a little bit. You'd be surprised how many are creating your own challenges. I didn't realize. Let's put it that way. I think you're heard some of that, and it's more real than you might realize. Those that are here without the challenge, someone just here to have a day off or a life off of troubles, also help others throughout their difficulties. But some of you can do difficulties to get somewhere, like to dig deep here. You're not just going through the challenges just for the heck of it, just for soul growth. It's more than that. It really is to make a difference here, even if you don't know what it is. You just have to tap into it. Now, sometimes when you go through challenges, I'm just healing yourself, working on yourself, wherever it might be. Some are clearing out their self-doubt. And sometimes it takes many lifetimes to get through something like that. It doesn't happen in one lifetime. You need maybe 20 or 30, unless you have a eureka moment, which many don't. Because they blame people for all their problems and don't like to fix themselves, as you've seen that somewhere in places probably. But with your soul growth happening on this planet, where like I said, the main timeline is flexible. It shifts constantly. And like I said, it does have to retract, but it also moves forward. But those of you who are here to bring out sacred knowledge, yeah, it's going to be a difficult one, as you can see, for others to adapt. But either way, you're here to change things around. So, blessings. Greetings with Astral Realms, blessings. For those that are connected to your astral energies, your other versions of yourself, which is actually a healing frequency. Obviously, the astral realms can always explain everything. It's not intended to. It's really just here to help you through the physical realms. It is frustrated with how difficult the physical realms have become due to humans not being aware of they're not aware of what realm they're in. Of course, there are others that become extremely arrogant in the realm that they're in. In fact, they can control it, and there's a lot of that going on too. You can bypass a lot of that, but really the astral realms is really, once again, like a river. Of course, a river of timelines, but also just basically helping you through the physical dimensions. Because this is one of the harder realms, only because it's been so disconnected from the spiritual development realm societies that you're connected to. But those that are going through like ego, darkness, and not realizing it, some of them are trying to become dark wizards and stuff like that. And now you're always aware of it, too naive to see it. Interesting there. But those with the astral frequencies, the magic frequencies, the idea is to undo magic around yourself, to unprogram, to connect more to your highest good, but really is to disconnect from magic. Because yes, magic's on. Now magic can also help you, but the idea is to disconnect from the magic that isn't there to help you. And there's wizard beings that don't want you to find yourself, and And then yes, there's and some of you might even get a vision of that, how the wizard powers work here. Well, basically, the idea is to keep this physical realm so confusing and so draining. It has to do some of it has to do with the reptilian energies, not all. But it's like, can you get to this realm, to the knowledge of more of a higher frequency? And it's not necessarily in the higher dimensions, like hidden knowledge, you can say. Hidden knowledge that this universe has forsaken. I mean, you can access it, but you might not always be aware of it physically. But it basically is like you connect to the knowledge and you kind of activate it through yourself. Basically, it's within you. Basically, now obviously you have your own knowledge already, but there's other activations here that you're here to help humanity evolve, yourself evolve, whatever it might be, and you'll definitely see a change in yourself. You'll know when it happens. Let's put it this way, but there's a map to it. It's not always easy to get to either. Right now, just be yourself, not worry about it. Just do your thing. But it's good to clear out unnecessary magic spells that have been done by even the ancients, even the Atlanteans, or we just call it the ancients because it actually goes beyond the Atlantean frequencies. It's basically so you connect more to yourself, more calming frequency. Obviously, there's that reptilian energies I don't want you to know about yourself. But it's like if there's things you need to know, you will find out. If it's necessary for your incarnation cycle. Because you're overwhelmed, you're just clearing out such a dense energy here to get to your timeline that you're looking for. Of course, we're talking cryptic there. Of course, a lot of this has been cryptic overall. But basically, to connect to the astral realms through a meditation, or just not worry about it and just do your own thing. But it's good to clear out your frequency of any type of spell, magic, or anything. It's good to have that intention, that idea. You don't have to think about it a lot, but if it comes to mind to clear it, please do. Most corporations do it, friends do it, not even aware, because they can get programmed by who knows what, by a television or whatever it is, or just looking at a billboard. Your TikTok has everything has a program to a certain level. Some of the magic is actually there to help you evolve. That's different than the devolve energy. Now, sometimes the devolve energies, because sometimes you don't always pass the test. You have to devolve. There's a lot of that going on. Some are just stuck. Some of you might notice that. But you don't have to be stuck. If you're just live in the moment, clear out your frequencies, and just you can say enjoy the ride. Things are going to heat up in the next year. Probably more interesting than it has been in the past. Some areas of it would be fascinating to see.